How to Get Whatever You Want by Jim Rohn. Every human being desires something: a better life, more success, happiness, fulfillment, financial freedom, stronger relationships, or the peace of mind that comes from living a life of purpose. The question that often arises is, how do you actually get whatever you want? This isn't just a matter of wishful thinking, nor is it simply about dreaming. As Jim Rohn, the great philosopher of success, often emphasized, the ability to get whatever you want comes down to principles. Principles of discipline, responsibility, personal growth, and the willingness to exchange what you have for what you want through effort, persistence, and clarity of vision. The first step toward getting whatever you want is clarity. Most people do not get what they want because they do not truly know what they want. They live by vague wishes such as, "I want to be rich," or "I want to be happy," but these statements lack substance. Rohn would say that you must define your desires with precision. If you want wealth, ask yourself how much wealth, by when, and for what purpose. If you want health, what weight do you want to achieve? What diet will you adopt? What habits will you form? If you want love, what kind of partner do you seek? And what kind of person will you become to attract that partner? Clarity turns vague wishes into concrete goals, and goals become the blueprint for achievement. Without a target, no arrow can hit its mark. Once clarity is established, the second principle is responsibility. To get whatever you want, you must accept that your life is entirely in your hands. Excuses, blame, and complaints are the enemies of success. Rohn often reminded us that you cannot change the circumstances, the seasons, or the wind, but you can change yourself. This means that no matter how unfair life may appear, the power to rise above lies within. Many people wait for luck, the right connections, or external approval to open doors for them. But those who get what they want understand that waiting is not a strategy. Acting is. Responsibility liberates you because it tells you that you do not need to depend on others to create the life you desire. You simply need to commit yourself to growth, effort, and perseverance. Another vital element is the law of exchange. Jim Rohn was fond of saying, "Success is something you attract by the person you become." This means that to get whatever you want, you must be willing to exchange what you have, your time, your effort, your knowledge, and your habits, for what you desire. Nothing worthwhile comes for free. If you want financial success, you must be willing to work, to study, to invest, to take risks, and to persist. If you want health, you must be willing to sacrifice laziness and comfort for discipline and movement. If you want wisdom, you must invest hours in reading, learning, and reflecting. Life responds to what you give, not what you merely hope for. If you put little in, you get little out. If you put in much and consistently, life rewards you abundantly. Discipline is the bridge that carries you from desire to reality. Everyone wants, but not everyone is willing to pay the price. Jim Rohn taught that success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Failure, on the other hand, is simply a few errors in judgment repeated every day. To get whatever you want, you must master the art of discipline, the discipline to wake up early, the discipline to save rather than spend recklessly, the discipline to study while others waste time, the discipline to exercise even when you don't feel like it. Discipline shapes destiny because it ensures that your daily habits are aligned with your ultimate goals. Without discipline, dreams remain dreams. With discipline, dreams become inevitable. Equally important is the power of association. Who you surround yourself with determines what you believe is possible. Jim Rohn famously said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." If you surround yourself with people who complain, you will complain. If you surround yourself with people who dream big, take risks, and discipline themselves, you too will adopt that energy. To get whatever you want, you must consciously choose the environment that nourishes your growth. This may mean leaving behind old friendships, toxic relationships, or negative influences. It may mean seeking mentors, joining mastermind groups, or surrounding yourself with achievers who challenge you to rise higher. Success is contagious, and so is mediocrity. The question is, which do you want to catch? A critical factor in getting whatever you want is the ability to think long-term. Most people sacrifice the future for the present. They indulge in immediate pleasures without considering the consequences. They eat what tastes good today but creates illness tomorrow. They spend recklessly today and face financial hardship tomorrow. They waste hours on entertainment today and wonder why they lack skills and opportunities tomorrow. To get what you want, you must reverse this equation. Sacrifice today for tomorrow. Jim Rohn described this as the pain of discipline versus the pain of regret. Discipline is hard now, but rewarding later. Regret is easy now, but painful forever. Those who get what they want are willing to delay gratification. They plant seeds today, knowing that harvest will come later. Another powerful lesson is the importance of personal development. Jim Rohn often repeated, "Work harder on yourself than you do on your job." Why? Because you can only attract what you are capable of handling. If you want $1 million, but your mindset, habits, and discipline are worth $10,000, you will either fail to earn it or lose it once you get it. If you want a strong, loving relationship, but you have not cultivated patience, communication, and selflessness, that relationship will crumble. To get what you want, you must constantly grow yourself to match your goals. Read books, attend seminars, practice new skills, expand your mind, challenge your beliefs. Growth transforms you into the kind of person that naturally attracts and sustains success. Persistence cannot be ignored. Life does not hand over its treasures to those who try once and quit. Getting whatever you want requires resilience in the face of failure. Every obstacle is a test to see how much you truly desire your goal. Many people quit too early, mistaking temporary defeat for permanent failure. Jim Rohn taught that setbacks are part of the journey, not the end of it. Success is built on a foundation of trials, mistakes, and lessons. If you can keep moving forward despite rejection, despite slow progress, despite doubts, then eventually the door opens. Those who persist are rewarded. Those who give up receive nothing but regret. Another dimension is contribution. Ironically, the best way to get what you want is often to help others get what they want. If you want wealth, create value for others. If you want respect, give respect. If you want love, give love. Jim Rohn believed in the law of sowing and reaping. You reap what you sow, more than you sow, and later than you sow. This means that every act of service, kindness, and contribution eventually comes back multiplied. The selfish approach leads to scarcity, while the generous approach leads to abundance. By making yourself useful to others, you become indispensable, and opportunities begin to flow naturally. Finally, faith and vision hold everything together. To get whatever you want, you must first believe that it is possible. Doubt paralyzes. Belief energizes. Faith is not blind hope. It is the confident expectation that your disciplined actions, aligned with timeless principles, will eventually bear fruit. Vision is the ability to see the future before it happens, to live as though the dream is already real, and to act in alignment with that belief. Jim Rohn emphasized the power of setting aside time to dream, to visualize, to write down your goals, to imagine the life you want in vivid detail. When the vision becomes clear and the belief strong, the actions become consistent and the results become inevitable. In summary, getting whatever you want is not about luck or chance. It is about clarity of desire,